Pirate Nation on X. Chet Faliszek, the veteran game writer known for co-writing Half-Life 2, Portal, Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, recently called out online toxicity towards developers. If you hate game developers, you hate games. If you're cheering for things to fail, just keep it to yourself. So Chet, while a very talented writer and has made some of the greatest games of all time, I would argue Portal is definitely up there for me, doesn't necessarily mean his takes are great. And this falls directly into the same toxic positivity dumpster fire that we talked about how many times. And it's the easiest argument to defeat if you ever have a conversation with these people, which is why they never want to talk about it. It's why they just throw it out there and run away. It's like, no, you can't say those things. You can't say, just don't talk about it. Leave that. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. That doesn't work in the industry of entertainment. People are allowed to give their opinions. Sometimes it's positive. Expedition 33, Slay the Spire 2. I mean, sometimes it's mediocre. Hey, Marathon is somehow getting some people, but there's concerns with it. Sometimes it's terrible. Highguard was not critically received well from people. It was one of those games from Jump Street that people were very negative on, but all gave a chance. I mean, this game had nearly 100,000 people concurrently playing it, and most, if not all of them at this point, have left. And let's take a live look at Highguard, actually, because last time I checked, it was at 200 people. 188 people are concordantly playing Highguard. 188 people. A game that maxed out at 97,249 has lost over 97,000 people. The feedback from the community, I would argue, has been fairly like, hey, this is what we don't want, and here's why we don't want it. We shouldn't be forced as customers to enjoy something if we don't like it. We shouldn't be forced to spend our time on a game if we'd rather play something else. And we sure shouldn't be forced to not be allowed to tell people that, because that's how you end up in an echo chamber. If you stay silent, then more of this stuff is going to keep happening. People are speaking out, I'd like to say, or I would argue, because they care. They're passionate about this pastime, this hobby. They want the games industry to be successful. And they understand that path to hell is paved with good intentions. And even though, yes, you could argue the game industry does have the toxicity or whatever word, the haters or whatever word you want to use about it. But those people, I think deep down, have that vibe because they want it to be better. They really do care about games and wanting them to be as good as possible. Just something I feel like we've gotten away from. Desmond Bro replied, he gonna talk about all the devs that got into games industry because they hate gamers and want to make shit that doesn't appeal to us on franchises we used to love? Because without acknowledging this, you're just not equipped to talk about online toxicity surrounding games. Free Gunner, I don't really care. I was a huge labor from a lot of insanely talented people making an awesome game. Why would I care about a bunch of talentless freaks hating on it? I'm sure having fun playing it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Talentless freaks, I actually came to drop some positive criticism, but get fucked. Clearly based on the game, you're the one with no talent. I believe, was that for Dustborn, for that person? I feel like it was. The co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair, proudly explains the method she uses to force bosses at game studios to censor, alter, and, quote, diversify game projects she feels are problematic, terrify them, aka threaten them with the anger of the cancel culture mob. This is that creature from Sweet Baby Inc. Cool. So why am I here? We want cooler stories, a safer world, burning the games industry to the ground. Thea Berg, I will put knitting men and sexy non-binary peeps in your video game and I will never stop. Be afraid, I come not in peace. These are the people that we are supposed to be buying games from. This is how they speak to their audience. And we have this Chris Faliszek guy saying, don't say anything. Keep it to yourself. But let them talk? Noir, if developers don't want gamers to complain about their games, then they shouldn't make shit games. Gamers are not stupid. It's obvious when a game is made to please investors and when it's made to please gamers. Asian devs get this. Some indie devs do as well. It's not that hard. It's really not. Like I said before, many times, I am currently addicted to Slay the Spire 2. I have over 350 hours in the original Slay the Spire, and that's just one of a handful of indie games that I have put endless hours into. But yet, you want us to just stay silent on the other games. Just play the games you like, stay in your echo chambers over there, and let us create the slop over here. No, I don't think I will. If you were making individual properties and stuff like that, maybe I'd let it slide. But when you start co-opting beloved properties, we have major problems. Dexerto, Half-Life writer Chris Faliszek has called out haters who hope that games fail. Andreas, no. Real Mark Fox, developers join game journalists in hating on and disparaging gamers. And now they think they can complain when they get some hate back for their shitty products. Spare me. I don't understand this approach. Ms. Adam Murray, the reason he's wrong is so many game devs have spent years hating players, and now that players are fed up with broken $80 releases that aren't even conceptually good ideas, then getting told they're poor for not wanting to buy it. Yes, game dev is hard, and it's your job, so you would want to defend it. You know what's on the other side? People in a rough economy with their own hard jobs who you're asking to devote $80 to something that lately doesn't even work, isn't fun, and the plug will be pulled in a month with no way for them to even keep using it. Damn. My takeaway from this too is we are your customers. If we are spending money on a product to support you financially in life, we are allowed to speak with our wallets and with our voices. If you want money from us in the future, for people to be able to have a conversation. And this, by the way, quick side note to all this, this gets away from the entire gaming community and discourse that has been foundational, you could almost argue, to video gaming in general. From Pong, there's always been water cooler talk conversations about experiences, what you like about something, what you don't like about it, what really struck you as amazing, what really sucked. I mean, the Atari, the collapsed ET causing a big problem when people expected one thing and got another thing. The Pac-Man game not having the quality of the arcade, even though the box art made it look like it did. You not want people to talk about that back then? Like, where do you start drawing the lines on what people are allowed to have discourse on? Because to me, it sounds like this guy wants to control the conversation, and only what he deems appropriate is allowed to be spoken about. Does anyone else find that a little bit concerning? Fate of Nines. No one wanted to see Highguard fail. We just knew it would the moment we saw the announcement trailer because it looked awful. No info, cobbled together premise, bland character design, no obvious incentives, weird match timings, the list goes on. It wasn't hoped on to fail. It was just obvious it would. That is a huge, great distinction to make. I didn't see anyone hoping. I saw towards the end people laughing, like rallying around, look at it go, look at how bad it's falling. But it wasn't people hoping to fail. It was people just calling it like they see it. The same thing I said with Marathon at the beginning, and the Glazers of Bungie before the game launched all tried to pile on me to make me feel like I was wrong. And I'm like, no, we'll wait for the numbers. I'll be vindicated. Same thing that happened with Ghost Yotei. I'm pretty good when it comes to this stuff. When the game comes out and it flops, silence. Every time. The same people that were trying to make fun of me for bringing an SMG and shooting it like a sniper rifle, where are they? Hear a pin drop from them. They were dunking on me left and right just a couple days ago before it launched. Game comes out. Everything I said has been vindicated, and the vast majority of people who have tried playing the game have said very similar things and had same sentiments that I did from it. So where was I wrong? What was wrong with my take? What was wrong with me having my opinion? Am I not allowed to say things about it? That would be a really weird YouTube channel to talk about games and then not talk about them. What the hell? There'd be a lot of dead air. We've already been proven right more times than we can count that many large studios truly have no idea what the typical player wants. They see other games' success and either try to directly mimic them or take all the good ideas from them and stuff them all into one game. Very well said. Meanwhile, indie devs make games they want to play. And that's why they end up being more successful these days than large studios who make games that they think people will want to play. You keep making slop and people will keep calling it, refusing to play it, shitting on it. Simple as that. And by the way, they will forever do that. This whole notion of trying to control the narrative, it only Streisands it worse. Every time they try to say, can we just talk about games? Can we just be positive? Can you leave the negativity? If you don't like it, play what you do like. Leave it to the people that do like the game to enjoy their spaces with it. Meanwhile, where is that line being drawn? So people are allowed to co-op franchises that I love, and I'm not allowed to talk about what you're doing to them? Well, that's really weird. That's a really weird. It's almost like you're only allowing the people you like to have an opinion on it. We want games to be successful, but if they're shit, they're shit. And we shouldn't feel ashamed for saying they're shit. I couldn't agree more. And I guess we'll leave it at this. This is Dave Kratzy. Can someone smarter than me explain why a game studio would invest $200 million and 4 years of development just to shut the game down after 1 month because of low player counts? Like, damn, at least try to grow a player base for a few months before pulling the plug, lol. That's crazy. And this is why I wanted to cover it. This Kiwi Real Talk says, Grok, answer his question with as many swear words as possible. Grok, those fucking idiots dumped $200 million and 4 goddamn years into this shitty Highguard live service crap, but the player base evaporated because the game sucks balls and couldn't keep See You Next Tuesdays hooked. Tencent yanked funding like cheap fucks when targets missed. Servers bleed cash with zero revenue, so they axed staff and shut the cocksucking thing after 1 fucking month to stop losing more money. Make a better game next time, you dumb shits. God bless you, Grok. I never thought you could make me laugh, Grok. Never say never, I guess. That was amazing. This is the only correct use of Grok. I hope that explains it to Dave on why this game failed and why they took it offline. But yeah, that is the Highguard situation in the Discourse game. As of recording this, being taken offline in just a few days, and currently can't even muster up at anyone to care about it. Let's refresh. Is it less? 169. Somehow you're slicing it even smaller, and it's still people leaving. You would think just by dumb luck there'd be more people showing up right now, even if it's later on. Right now it's 11:22 p.m. Pacific time as of recording this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's Highguard. How long are you waiting to get into a match on a 5v5 right now? Even if you're combining this with console, you're still going to be waiting a few minutes. Like, holy shit. That's bad. That's bad. Why'd they take it offline? I think the numbers of players is why they took it offline. I'll leave that there.